First of all, let's tell you about one of the biggest storms to hit the northeast coast in about a century. That's what they're saying right now. Lots of flooding rains. These pictures were taken out of Hoboken, but we also had reports of New York City itself with streets completely flooded and big-time problems with people having to be rescued out of their cars. Literally, scuba divers were taking people out of their cars on FDR Drive in New York City itself. Winds were gusting up to 90 miles per hour along the Atlantic seaboard on Friday, flooding shore communities with some of the highest waves this century, as I was saying. And windows out of skyscrapers in New York City were being blown out, and it shut down the transit system for hundreds of thousands of people. Otherwise, in the west, we have yet another storm system to talk about, and that is in the form of rain and also some snow. I'll show you some of the specific snowfall amounts. 35 inches of snow in Grantsville, Maryland. In Frostburg, Maryland, 28 inches of snow. And in Bradford, Pennsylvania, over 2 feet of snow has fallen. The current wind gusts, this is pretty incredible in itself. Winds are still gusting up to 40 miles per hour in New York City proper, also up to 40 miles per hour in Boston. It's snowing to beat the band in parts of New Hampshire and into Worcester, Massachusetts, let's say. And with all the snow coming down, 3 inches an hour in some locations, and that wind really whipping, it's producing quite a large amount of snow drifts, as you can imagine. Coastal flooding and coastal flood watches are in effect. The warnings are in effect from Fenwick Island north to Eastport, and from Fenwick Island south to Virginia Beach, we have the coastal flood watch in effect. Let's go to the satellite picture and show you what's happening. Here's our storm system just getting wound up in the west, and as it gets better organized, it will kick into the central sections of the country and eventually affect everyone. In the northeast, you can see this one is not moving very much at all, and it's still very tightly wound up. As we look underneath the clouds, you can see the precipitation that's still taking place. Ironically enough, we still have rain in places like Boston, but head on up towards Worcester, Massachusetts, and it's snow, and it is heavy at times. We still have some snow into parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia, but the bulk of the heavy snow is over with for the most part. Some of these locations like New York City and Boston could change over to snow as the storm system continues to whip on out to